Unfortunately, they're usually adults, ready to help clear up the confusion. Adults like
The Great Profundo by Ken Bradbury.
Excuse me?
Yes? Could I help you?
Is this the doctor's office?
That's me. Do you have an appointment?
No, I just sort of snuck in. I don't want anybody to know I'm here.
I see.
You can?
What?
You can see it? You can tell just by looking at me?
Well, after all, I am a doctor.
Oh gosh, I didn't know it showed. This is terrible. This is really awful.
Maybe you could begin by telling me what's wrong with you.
I thought you knew. Didn't you say you could see it just by looking at me?
I mean, of course I can see, but, well, you know, just for the record, perhaps you could explain your symptoms.
It's hard, Doc. It's really hard, too. To explain, it's like all over my body, inside my brain, everywhere I go, and everything I do. It's like my whole life has turned really weird. You know what I'm talking about, right, Doc?
Yes, it's just as I suspected.
Thank goodness you understand.
Yes.
So, what do I do to cure it?
Do?
What do I do?
You know, it's not wise to diagnose these things too quickly. Perhaps if you told me what it feels like.
Well, okay. It's like really hot.
I see.
I mean, until it turns really cold,
Oh,
then I'm feeling just great and I'm on top of the world.
great.
Until I'm like really depressed.
Oh.
What? Am I gonna die?
Oh, yes.
What?
Yes, another 100 years and you'll be deader than a doornail.
Huh?
Let me give you a test.
A test?
Just play along, okay? Let's do a little role playing.
I'm not an actor.
Oh, everyone's an actor, so just get paid for it. Just play along, okay? Let's pretend that I'm your father. What's your name?
Scott?
Okay, Scott, this is your father speaking. Ready?
Sure.
Scott, where are you going?
Nowhere?
What are you going to do when you get there? When will you be home?
I don't know.
Aha!
What?
I found your disease.
You have?
Terminus adolescenti.
Huh?
Terminal adolescence.
Oh my gosh, is that bad?
Yes. No. Maybe.
Wow, all three?
At once.
Oh,
Easy, Scott. It doesn't last forever.
good.
It just seems like it.
Oh,
Easy, Scott.
I gotta go. But you're just making it worse.
Easy, Scotty boy.
You're just making fun of me. You think I'm nuts, don't you?
Of course not.
Well, I'm not answering any more questions.
Oh, you don't have to. I can read minds.
You're kidding. How do I know you're telling the truth?
I used to have a mind reading tin at the county fair.
Wow.
The Great Profundo.
Holy cow.
No, she was in the tin next to me.
Huh?
I see.
Yes.
I see.
Oh, cool.
I see parents. Two of them. You have two parents.
How did you know that?
Dr. Profundo knows all. Two parents who used to be kind, loving, caring, and intelligent, who have suddenly turned into bossy, unreasonable, ignorant prison wardens.
Yes, you got it. You got it exactly right.
Profundo scores! Ha ha ha!
This is really amazing.
But wait, there's more.
I can't wait.
Could there be another child?
Jenny. That's my older sister, Jenny.
Jenny. But her real name is Jennifer.
I just can't believe this.
Jenny has suddenly started telling you what to do, how to dress, how to eat, when to take off your White Sox hat.
Oh, I hate that.
Because it leaves that hat ring around your head.
That's it. That's it. She doesn't understand.
Profundo scores! Ha ha ha!
You know more?
Profundo's only All your relatives tease you about having girlfriends.
Bingo.
Your aunt still treats you as if you were 5 years old.
It's awful.
Terminus adolescentiae is a very horrible disease, my boy. Very few live through it without a terrible struggle. But the great profundo continues. Beginning to enter stage 2 of the horrible disease. Confucius pubertus.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
That sounds awful.
It is. Small hairy things will begin to appear on your chest. Your sides will start to cramp over in pain. Your feet will start to burst out of your shoes. And your clothes will start to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Then,
What?
just as your sides are cramping, your feet are bursting, and your clothes are a horrible mess,
What?
the girls enter your life.
Ew.
But this is good.
It is?
It's great.
Wow.
It's tremendous.
Yes.
It's horrifying.
Aw.
You'll be on top of the world.
All right.
You'll feel like dirt. You, Scotty boy.
Oh.
Scott?
Why couldn't it have been leprosy?
Scott?
Very, the Black Plague.
Scott.
Might as well face it, Doc. Life's over.
Scott, it's not that bad.
Might as well shoot me and get it over with.
Scott.
The Grim Reaper's just around the corner. The Black Cuckoo just flew in the door.
Come on, Scott.
The hand of fate just smacked me in the head.
But Scott, this means you're about to become a man.
It does?
Absolutely. Everything changes. Thou shalt turn their swords into plowshares, their tinker toys into golf clubs, their baseballs into savings accounts, and their video games into backyard barbecues. Thou shalt be a man, my son.
Oh, yeah. And all because of one little hair on my chest.
It's a good hair day for you, my boy.
Well, gosh, Doc, I don't know how to repay you. All I got is 35 cents.
Save your money, Scott. Just one thing.
Yeah?
When all this kicks in, and you have a boy of your own someday,
Yeah?
save yourself a lot of trouble. Tell him about the great profundo.
Hi. How's everybody doing? Everybody got their stuff? I bet you do. Guys have stuff in their pockets and women have stuff in their purses. Of course, there are some guys who have stuff in their purses and some women who have stuff in their pockets. But, you know, hey, that's okay because everybody's got different ways of carrying their stuff. A Place for Your Stuff by George Carlin. That's right, everybody's got different places to carry your stuff. Think about it, anything. Your car, for instance. You got a lot of stuff in there, like your trunk, you know, spare tire, jack, old pair of sneakers, just in case you wind up barefoot on the highway some night. And you even got stuff in the glove box, you know, stuff you might need in a hurry, like a flashlight or an old map or an automatic weapon, you know, just in case you wind up barefoot on the highway some night. And so stuff's important. You gotta have a place for your stuff. Everybody's gotta have a place for their stuff. That's what life's all about. That's the meaning of life. Trying to find a place for your stuff. Think about it, that's all your house is. It's a place to keep your stuff. If you didn't have so much gosh darn stuff, you wouldn't need a house. You could just walk around all the time. But that's all your house is a pile of stuff with a cover on it. You see that when you're flying an airplane, you look down through the window and you see all these little piles of stuff. Everybody's got their own little piles of stuff. And they lock it up. That's right, when you leave, you gotta lock up your stuff. You wouldn't want anybody to come by and take your stuff. Because they always take the good stuff, don't they? They ain't bothered with that crap you're saving like your 4th grade arithmetic papers or your National Geographics. They want the good stuff, the shiny stuff, the expensive stuff. And so your house is nothing more than a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff. Because that's what this country's all about, is trying to get more stuff. You know, stuff you don't need, stuff you don't want, stuff you can't even afford. So you keep getting more and more stuff. Finding places to put it. You got your garage, your attic, your basement, and hey, you might have stuff at your parents' house. You know, stuff you left there a long time ago, like old photos or old comic books. Well, actually, your parents probably threw that stuff out a long time ago, so. So now you got a house full of stuff. And even though you may like your house, sometimes you gotta move. Sometimes you gotta get a bigger house. Why? There's too much stuff. You gotta move all your stuff. Or maybe put some of your stuff in storage. Imagine that, a whole industry based on people keeping your stuff and locking it up for you. Or you can even sell some of your stuff. You can have a garage sale or a yard sale. There are people who drive around all day just looking for a garage sale. They don't have enough of their own stuff. They need some of your stuff to feel complete. Or you can even give your stuff away. There's a Goodwill, our Salvation Army. It's what we call the redistribution of stuff. Now enough about your stuff. Let's talk about other people's stuff. Have you ever noticed when you go to someone else's house, you never feel quite 100% okay? You know why that is? There's no room for your stuff. Someone else's stuff is all over the place. And what awful stuff it is. God, where'd they get this stuff? Or have you ever been at someone else's house and you have to unexpectedly stay the night over and they give you this room that they don't use too often? Grandma died in it 11 years ago and they haven't moved any of her stuff. Not even the vaporizer. Or whatever room they give it, there's usually like a nightstand or a dresser and there's never any room for your stuff. Someone else's stuff is all over the dresser. Get this junk off there. Hey, have you ever noticed that? How other people's stuff is junk and your junk is stuff. Get that junk off there so I can put my stuff down. And crap, I mean, hey, not to offend anybody, but crap is also another form of stuff. Crap is the stuff that belongs to the person you just broke up with. Hey, when are you going to come over here and pick up your crap and stuff? Now let's talk about traveling. Sometimes when you travel, you got to take some of your stuff with you. You can't take all your stuff. You know, just the stuff you really like. The stuff that fits you well that month. In other words, a second, smaller version of your stuff. Let's say you're going to go to Honolulu. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in Honolulu, you got to take 2 big bags of stuff. Plus your carry-on, plus the stuff in your pockets. You fly halfway across an ocean. You get over there and you check in the motel and you put away your stuff. That's the first thing you do anywhere you get is you put away your stuff. I'll put some stuff there, put some stuff there, put some stuff there. You put your stuff over there, I'll put my stuff over here. I'll put some stuff there, put some stuff there. Hey, you know what? We got more places than we got stuff. We're going to have to buy more stuff. And so you get all your stuff put away and you realize that you're a long way from home, but you know that you must be okay because you do have some of your stuff with you. And so you relax in Honolulu on that basis. Whew. That's when your friend from Maui calls and says, hey, why don't you come over here, spend the weekend or something? Oh no. Now what stuff do I bring with me? I can't take all this stuff. Right, you gotta bring an even smaller version of your stuff. Just enough stuff for a weekend on Maui. And you fly over there and you realize that you're really spread out now. Heck, you got stuff all over the world. You got stuff in the mainland, stuff at your parents' house, maybe. Stuff in Honolulu, stuff in Maui, stuff in your pockets. Supply lines are getting longer and harder to maintain. And so you go over there, and they give you this little room with a little nightstand or a little dresser, but that's okay, because you don't have much stuff now. You know, you got your favorite stuff. You have your jumbo-sized Visine. You have your Afrin 12-hour decongestant nasal spray. You have your French imported toenail clippers. And you have your odor eaters with the 45-day guarantee. Even though you're a long way from home, you know that you must be okay because you do have your odor eaters with the 45-day guarantee. And so you relax in Maui on that basis. And that's when your friend says, hey, you know, I got a sister on the other side of the island. What do you say we go over there and spend the night? Oh, no. No, what stuff do you bring with you? Right, you just bring the stuff you know you're going to need. Money, keys, comb, wallet, hanky, pen, and a book. Well, let's say that night they decide to go to the beach. What stuff do you bring with you then? Right, you just bring the most important amount of your stuff, a book and a wallet. A book's for like if you got leisure time, you can always read a book. And a wallet's for like if you get up to go to a concession stand or something like that. And so by the time you get back home, you about had it up to here with your stuff and other people's stuff and the problem they created. And so you clean all your stuff in your attic and your garage, and you get all your stuff back from your parents' house, and you clean all that stuff up, and you get your stuff down to manageable proportions so you can lead a simple and uncomplicated life. So you begin to relax, you know, feel okay. And that's when the phone rings. It's a lawyer. Turned out your aunt just died, and she left you all her stuff. What are you going to do now? Right, you just do the only thing you can do, the honorable thing. You just tell that lawyer to stuff it.
This house of hypnotism. I will start with a simple process. First, close your eyes. Lean back in your chair so that you become comfortable. Then, slowly, take a few deep